Hey everybody, welcome back to Bushes on the Trail. I'm Al, and Christy and I are back in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and this time we're taking on Cades Cove plus a milestone for us. During this hike we will hit 100 miles total height in the Great Smoky Mountains. So it should be an interesting video. I hope you stick around. Okay, it is just basically starting to get light out, and sun's just coming up. We are heading up the road from the campground towards the picnic area, and then we make a left and start hitting the loop. Right now, pretty nice out. Not too hot, not too muggy. Hopefully it stays this way for a while. See all the people here to bicycle and hike, as the parking lot is already full at about 7:15 in the morning.
Oh, look at the deer right here.
And here comes some deer. Apparently, they are not afraid of humans. Pretty mountains, horses, and it is definitely raining off in the distance. We may be donning our rain gear. See the open fields. Both sides of the road. Last time we hiked and saw rain like this in the distance, we got extremely wet and had to camp in rain for several hours, so I hope that's not the case here. That was actually our last adventure, our major adventure on the AT. And a deer off in the distance. some more down here in the valley.
Oh, there's another one.
Three of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was close. We're going to cover now 1.25 miles away from anything, and we are heading into some cover. So hopefully, but it is pouring the rain out here. And you know what happens when you hike in the rain? Well, you get wet, but there is some hope off in the distance. Clouds are opening up. Hopefully we get a little bit of decent weather here soon. We may be pausing in here for just a moment, letting lightning pass. Wildlife looks like they were scattering what little bit we did see. And as Christy said, this is what happens when you go to practically a rainforest on vacation. You get rained on. So less than 2 miles in, and you can see it is coming down in buckets.
It's gonna pass in a few minutes.
Hopefully it'll pass within the next 5 hours before we're finished, and it'll stop raining about then probably. But oh well. Okay, 1.6 miles in. There's Sparks Lane and, you know, Scenic Loop continues on, and yeah, you hear that off in the distance. Okay, since the rest of this is open field walking, we're going to step in here and not be the tallest things out there for a little bit. Okay, haven't had any lightning in a little while. Until I said that, now there's thunder, but I think it's off in the distance. We're going to try to head out. Still raining. Looks like it's going to rain for a while. Clearing up a little bit there. All right, as you can see, nice and wet, soggy, and cold. A little cool, but hopefully most of the rain is now moving past us, and the skies are starting to get a little better up there in the distance. If you look back there, you can see the mountains. Hopefully the wildlife now starts to come back out. It's still early in the morning, and hopefully we will be dry by the time we get back there. We're about 2.5 miles in. We had to stop for about 15 minutes because the lightning was getting really bad and close. And now we are back and moving. About 3 miles in, still raining, but it has lightened up quite a bit. Skies are starting to open up, birds are coming out a little bit, so I guess that's a little bit of a positive sign, at least short term. Skies do look a little ominous off in the distance now. And that's how you get to the Primitive Baptist Church, about a quarter mile down the road. And here at marker 5, it is a Methodist church. This old Methodist church with a cemetery. I only had to walk about an hour and 15 minutes in the rain. We will be taking 9 hours to dry out, but hey. Alright, here we are, Hyatt Lane. To the left is 5 miles to the exit. You can cut through, or you can continue on another 7 miles to the exit via the scenic loop. This is the last cutover. You go back through here, I believe. We hit Abrams Falls, the exit to Abrams Falls, and then should be the visitor center in the back. Hopefully it's open. Starting to rain again, but it should just be a short shower. We are roughly just under 4 miles of our walk, it looks like. And the only cars coming through are the Forestry Service, and I think they do patrol the area. Here, marker 8, Rich Mountain Road is to the right. And there's a Missionary Baptist Church. Here's marker 7. Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church, founded in 1839. And then their own cemetery as well. And Conway Twitty would be proud. Smoky Mountain rain. It keeps on falling. And they keep on calling her name. And a lot of this stream's normally not that powerful. A lot of rain. Okay, these views are about 4.65 miles or so into the hike. Absolutely gorgeous. One side the mountains, other side forest. You get so caught up looking at the mountains, you forget to look in the forest to see if there's anything up in there. Oh no, thunder off in the distance again. Come on, man. All right, stop 9, Cooper Road Trail. Right up here. Now those are not mile markers, those are location markers. And the Cooper Road Trail take you to the Wet Bottom Trail and the Beard Cane Trail. Abrams Falls Trail closed Monday through Thursday because they're doing improvements, so you cannot do Abrams Falls. But we are not to the Abrams Falls exit here on the loop. We are 5.5 miles around the loop and heading across the backside towards Abrams Falls road. But here's the view from this portion of the hike. We're at 6 miles around on our hike, and here is the Abrams Falls trailhead. It's back there, half of a mile or so to Abrams Falls, but said it is closed during the week for trail maintenance. They open it up on the weekends, it looks like. Luckily, we got to do that one earlier in the spring. gonna be hard to see, but there are bear up in the tree eating. If I can catch a glimpse of it. It's hard to see up there, right there in the tree. See the tree moving. Deer off in the distance. And we are at the visitor center, Cable Mill Historical Area and Visitor Center. Go in there and take a break before we do the back half of the loop. This is at the visitor center. It's like an old farmhouse. I'm gonna sit down here in the rain, have a little snack. Aunt Becky, Rebecca Cable, better known as Aunt Becky to the Cove community, was born on December 7th, 1844 in Carter County, Tennessee. One of 9 children, she moved with her family to Cades Cove in 1868. She bought this house in 1887 with her brother Dan and lived here until her death in 1940. Scenic Loop Trail. We are continuing on the Scenic Loop after leaving the visitor center and Aunt Becky's house. Now this portion, a lot of this is through forested areas. A couple places pop out and you can see the mountains. And this one is a little more up and down, a little more hilly, I guess you could say. And there's a doe and a fawn right there in the woods. We're about 7.3 miles in, and we've seen like 15 deer, 3 bear, squirrel. It's been pretty decent so far with wildlife, and we still have a few more miles to go, so we'll see what happens. Hi, 7.8 miles, and we're on the steep curves. I'm supposed to walk bicycles down. Very pretty through here, nice, peaceful. Other than an occasional bicycle going by, I don't see anybody. One thing Christy pointed out is really important, I think, is we've seen a lot more wildlife walking this than we have, the 2 or 3 times we've driven a car through here. And a lot of the animals are just off the road, less than 15 yards or so. And if you're paying attention to the cars in front of you, you could miss the wildlife not far from the road. So actually hiking is probably one of the best ways to see Cades Cove. We've seen bicyclists run right by bear and deer without even noticing this as well. They're just flying by. So if you really want to get out and enjoy what the cove has to offer, I would suggest you take a hike. And here we go, uphill. This is part of that a lot of PUDs, ups and downs through here. But it's all in a nice, cool forest setting. There are 4 deer off here in the field. I think this makes 22 deer for us this trip. We haven't recorded every single one, just
And those bicycles just rode right by.
yeah. Good point, Christy. Just reminded us that the bicycles flew right by, didn't even see them. First signs of fall already. Red leaves on the trees. Okay, the back half is a little more daunting than the front half of the loop. A lot of ups and downs. Still a great hike. Hey, right here, we have hit 100 miles in the Smokies, total hiking at this point. So still a mile or so to go, but pretty good milestone for us right here in Cades Cove. All right, we're getting close to the home stretch here. 11.5 miles total today, with all the side trails and everything. Still a little ways to go. Probably, I hope, less than a mile, maybe a mile, and then we can wrap this one up. And the only thing bicycles stop for: horses. So, Smoky Mountain horseback riding tour. It is led by a guide. Bear just across the road.
I think it went up from the stream or crossing the stream.
And we didn't get him on video, but he was quite big. And went up into the stream. Darn, would have been the best bear video we would have had on this trip. Makes the 4th bear we've seen. Now we're coming off the loop and heading back towards the campground 12 miles later. And we looked for the bear, went down another side trail for about 1/10 of a mile or so and did not see the bear. So heading back to the campground. Okay, we are wrapping it up, heading back into the campground right now. A great hike, a little over 5 hours out there. Saw 4 bears, several deer, horses, squirrels. Just a great atmosphere. Perfect. Cades Cove is perfect for walking around. It wasn't that difficult. It wasn't necessarily easy. Just because of the length, maybe a light moderate hike. Upper part of easy. The terrain's not horrible. So if you're ever in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you might want to check out Cades Cove for a hike, not just a drive. Cades Cove is a wide, verdant valley in the northwestern area of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Now, this popular destination in the Smokies is home to white-tailed deer, black bear, coyote, turkey, and many other wild animals. Now, your best time to see these animals is in early mornings and late evenings. That's when they are typically more readily seen in the cove, so plan your hike accordingly. Cades Cove is not just known for animal sightings. It does have a rich history as a Cherokee hunting ground. However, buildings of European settlers from the early 1800s have been preserved and still dot the landscape today. And as a bonus, there are several trails you can also tackle around the cove during your visit, including the popular Abrams Falls Trail. So the next time you're in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, take a trip to Cades Cove. And instead of driving the loop, consider taking it in on foot. Who knows, you may also hit a milestone of your own during a nice little walk in the woods. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you don't mind, give us that thumbs up. It really helps us out here on the channel. Also remember that you can follow us now at bushesonthetrail.com, as well as on Facebook and on Instagram. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss our next Walk in the Woods. Thanks for watching, everyone.